Today I'm filming the 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe High Country. As you guys can see, it's right behind me here. It's painted in this black paint. Chevy, they have changed the Tahoe and Suburban. They gave this thing an independent rear suspension and also a new platform to give it more legroom in the second and third row, and also to give it more cargo space. But looking here at the front fascia here of the Tahoe, looking at these headlights here, going to be a full LED headlight with an automatic low and high beam. There is an LED daytime running light with an LED turn signal. I do like this grille here. It's bold, it's in your face. It does have some chrome with this copper inserts here. There's the High Country badge there to signify the trim level that you have. There's this yellow Chevy bow tie with a front facing camera. Down here, there is front parking sensors, and Chevy did get rid of the actual fog lights here on the newer generation of Tahoe and Suburban. There's this opening here to put an air curtain over the wheels and brakes. Overall, the Tahoe and the Suburban are not bad looking full-size SUVs, but making our way to the side profile here, looking at these tires, honestly, I'm not a fan of this rim setup here. I don't like the way they look here on the High Country. I would prefer the rim setup on the RST. I like those rims there, but these are a 275/50 Bridgestone tire, and this is a 22-inch rim design. Chevy does throw in 18-inch wheels. You can make your way up to a 22-inch wheel just in case the 18s look a little too small, and honestly, the 18-inch rim design does look really small on this massive full-size SUV. There's your High Country badge here on the side fender. There's an LED side marker and your Tahoe name here at the lower part of your door. And Chevy does offer a panoramic sunroof here on this generation of Tahoe and Suburban. In the previous generation, they didn't offer a panoramic sunroof, but the overall length for this vehicle is 210.7 inches. That's matching the same length as the Ford Expedition. And the wheelbase is 120.9 inches. But making our way to the rear here of the Chevy Tahoe, looking at these brake lights here, they're going to be an LED combination with an incandescent turn signal with an incandescent reverse light. There's this bar here that houses the Chevy bow tie there. That's your Tahoe name, which is spelled out there. And down here, there's also quad tip exhaust. I do like the way the exhaust looks back here. And once you remove this little plastic piece here, Chevy says you can tow around 8,300 pounds. My tester is rear-wheel drive. You can also get a four-wheel drive system as well, so you can tow a little bit more. There's rear parking sensors. My Tesla does have that rear view camera mirror. That's why you have two cameras back here, of course. One is for the backup camera and one is for the rear view camera mirror. I'm showing you guys how to open up the rear glass here. Chevy makes it pretty simple. You have the key fob here. You can press this twice and that opens it. So just in case you don't want to open up the actual full lift gate to put your groceries or whatnot in, you could definitely open up this little rear glass here. And they also have the rear wiper underneath the rear spoiler there. But to open up the cargo back here, you can either kick underneath here and it opens, or you can just do it from the actual key fob like I showed you guys before. It does ride on a new platform and it does have an independent rear suspension. Chevy says you get 25.5 cubic feet of space. And to fold down the third row here, Chevy puts the buttons here on the side. Once you fold down the third row, Chevy says you get 73 cubic feet of space. And once you fold everything down by clicking this over here, Chevy says you get 123 cubic feet of space. That's a 66 increase in cubic feet of space because of that independent rear suspension. And underneath here, Chevy does throw in some underfloor storage. So I'm sitting inside the interior of the 2021 Chevy Tahoe High Country, and Chevy did a fantastic job here with this interior. I do like the jet black with the mocha interior with the wood finish trim in here. But shutting the door here of the Tahoe, I wish the Tahoe would have had soft closing doors, but you have to go for the Cadillac Escalade in order to get the soft closing door function. But to start up the Tahoe here, just put your foot on the brake and press the start stop button right here. My tester has this 8-inch LCD display front and center. As you guys can see, the gauges did a nice sweep there. And to customize this LCD display, you can use this. You can either go left and right. It shows your radio source there, your navigation, also your phone. Once you have it connected to through the infotainment system here or through the USB port. Also, this does show your different units, information page, your displays. My Tesla does have a 15-inch heads of display that you can customize here by using the heads of display controls here. This does have lane keep assist, parking sensors, automatic start stop, and this is for that plug in the actual cargo outlet there. This is for the stability control, electronic parking brake. This is for the headlights here, your trailer brake control, which is there. My Tesla does have the adaptive suspension, so you can lower and raise this vehicle. Switching over to the right here, this is for the drive mode selector there. This shows you normal, sport, ice and snow with a tow haul mode there. If not, you can just keep this thing in normal. Looking over here, this is for the mirror controls here. You can also power fold these mirrors, and these mirrors are enlarged compared to the previous generation. can power fold them in or out. It is automatic up, automatic down for the driver and passenger. I like this wood trim here. It's not real wood. It's not fooling anyone there. I like this aluminum trim here for the door handle here. This does have 2-person memory seats, a nice grab handle here. It's nice and padded there with some stitching, additional storage down here. My Tesla does have the Bose audio sound system, which sounds pretty good. Down here is additional storage and a cup holder. This does have a power tilt telescoping wheel. I like the leather here with this carpet finish that you get in the front grille of the Tahoe here. Your turn signal stock and warm rubber stock is going to be integrated over there. Looking here at the push button style transmission, you have to put your foot on the brake to go into reverse. You pull it towards you. Since my Tesla's high country, it's fully loaded here. There's different angles and cameras around the vehicle here. We're going back here. This is for the rear. You can go up to the front so you won't curb your 22-inch wheels here. This is also a front angle there. But going here, this does have a backup camera, of course, nice resolution there. So GM, they did a really good job with their camera technology. You push in for neutral and pull the D here to go into drive. Also, there's a low mode here. It does have a 10-speed automatic. Putting it back into park, you press P for park. Nice leather wrap dashboard here. Down here is going to be for the dual climate control. A Tesla does have 3-level heated and cooled seats. The cool seats work phenomenal. There's buttons here for the volume and tuning knob, a sync and a track, a dedicated back button here for the infotainment system. This is a 10.5-inch display. This does have wireless Android and Apple CarPlay. My Tesla does have this rear view camera mirror, so if you don't like the rear view camera, you can just flip it off to have the mirror there. If not, me personally, I would just leave it here on the rear view camera mirror. I like the way that looks. Up here is some controls for the massive panoramic sunroof that my Tesla has, but it does not go into the actual third row. I wish Chevy would offer that. It's going to be LED lights throughout the cabin. You can also fold down third row back there so you can have a better visibility of anything. If not, you can leave it up and use the rear view camera mirror there. This is for the tailgate function. This does have 3 universal car garage remote there. This is your controls for the sunroof there. Over here is air vents. It has a button. This little door here, you can put some stuff in there. It's lined with felt. I like the dashboard. I like the materials here. And my Tesla, finally, I have a Tahoe that has the sliding center console here. All the other Tahoes and Suburbans that I tested for you guys, it didn't have this. So basically this slides back 10 additional inches for the second row so you can have better access to the cup holders here. And open up this, it does have a decent amount of storage in there. It's nice and padded. I like the stitching here. And down here, it does reveal another tray. You can probably put a small wallet or your phone in there. Closing that back. And to bring this closer, just push this button up here again and it will bring it back into place here. I like the stitching, like I mentioned. The seats in here, they're comfortable, they're supportive, they hold you in place. But looking here at the glove box really quick, it's a decent size glove box. But overall, I'm really impressed with this interior. Chevy knocked this interior out of the ballpark. But let's hop into the second and third row of the Chevy Tahoe. So to get into the second row here of the Chevy Tahoe High Country, Chevy makes it pretty simple. They give you this grab handle here, also with these power running boards here. So if you're short like myself, you can horse yourself up into this big old vehicle. But getting back here and sitting in the captain's chair, they feel nice and comfortable. If you want to have 8-person seating, you have to go for a lower trim level. I think Chevy does give you the 8-person configuration on the lower trim levels, but not on the High Country. I think the captain's chairs come as standard equipment. But looking here, my Tesla does have these two 12.6-inch displays here. It does have navigation. I have to accept it, of course. So if you wanted to go to McDonald's or to a local gas station and whatnot, you can basically just type in the actual address here, and the driver has to accept it from the infotainment system up there. They can either accept it or ignore it. But shutting the door here, like I mentioned, this is grab handle. Over here, my Tesla finally has the sliding center console. It slides it back 10 additional inches so you can have better access here to the cup holders. There's also your own set of climate controls back here. There is 2-level heated seats. I'm surprised Chevy didn't offer cool seats here on this High Country trim. There's 2 USB-Cs back here, also with 2 HDMI ports. There is a household outlet back here. With the independent rear suspension, it gives the Tahoe here 3 more inches of leg room, so it's 42 inches of leg room here. This is nice pass through here. And above, my Tesla has this panoramic sunroof. Your air vents lives up top. There is LED lights throughout the cabin here. I'm only 5'8". I have a decent amount of headroom here in the second row here. But get into the third row. I'll show you guys how to get into the third row really quick. Getting back here, like I mentioned, they make it pretty simple. They gave you this grab handle with the running boards here. But for grabbing this handle here, you can use this, or you can press the button here on the side. Once you press that, the seat will flop down. You press it again, it will catapult itself up there. But getting back here into the third row here, Chevy makes it pretty simple by doing that. Getting back here, as you guys can see, I have the seat at the farthest track here. Chevy says you get 35 inches of legroom here in the third row. Remember, in the previous generation, you didn't get that because of that live rear axle that the Tahoe had in the previous generation. So Chevy, they added 10 more additional inches of legroom back here. There's cup holders back here with additional storage. There's a USB-C port on this side, also cup holders, and another USB over there. The air vents live up top. I wish that panoramic sunroof did come into the actual third row here. There's going to be LED lights throughout the cabin here. But sitting here in the third row, I have plenty of headroom, of course. I just wish the panoramic sunroof would have came into the actual third row. The seats, they don't recline. I don't see any recline buttons back here, but Chevy did a really good job here with the second and third row of the Chevy Tahoe. Now the hood open here for the Chevy Tahoe High Country. Chevy will offer this with 3 different powertrains, from a 5.3 liter V8 that makes 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque. And it will be offering a 3-liter Duramax diesel. Is the inline 6 that makes 277 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. My tester here, since it's a High Country, it comes standard with the company's 6.2 liter, makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Every single transmission is going to be paired with a 10-speed automatic now. And as the Tahoe sits, it weighs over 5,800 pounds. You can tow 8,300 pounds. My tester is rear-wheel drive instead of the four-wheel drive system. If you go for the four-wheel drive system, that's going to ding the fuel economy by 1 to 2 mpg. Fuel economy here for the rear-wheel drive model is rated at 15 in the city, 20 on the highway, and 17 combined. So starting off in the 2021 Chevy Tahoe High Country, this has the company's 6.2 liter V8. It makes 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. It's paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy here for my tester, since it's the rear-wheel drive model, it gets 15 in the city, 20 on the highway, and 17 combined. If you go for the four-wheel drive system, it's gonna ding the MPG about 1 or 2 MPG. So if you're looking to get better fuel economy, I would recommend going for the two-wheel drive here, because you get 15 in the city, 20 on the highway, and 17 combined. But if you're looking for better fuel economy, Chevy will be offering a 3-liter Duramax diesel that makes 277 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. I think Chevy says that gets over 24 miles to the gallon. So if you're looking for better fuel economy, you have to get the 3-liter diesel. I haven't tested the diesel engine just yet, so hopefully once the dealership gets one in stock, I can bring that review to you guys. But it does sound pretty impressive on paper. And also you do get a 5.3 liter that makes 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet of torque, but you cannot get that on the High Country trim here. Chevy, they redesigned the Tahoe Suburban for the 2021 model year. They gave this thing a whole new fascia, the whole new interior. Even the underpinnings are new. This does have an independent rear suspension, so it does give more legroom in the second, third row, and also more cargo space. Chevy says they increased the cargo space from the previous generation up to 66%. But the ride quality, I have no problem with the ride quality. This thing is really smooth because of that independent rear suspension. Unlike that live axle that they had in the previous generation, which that still drove really nice. But since this has the independent rear suspension and the 6.2 liter here, it gets up to speed just fine. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm piloting around a 5,000 pound vehicle here. It's really smooth. The cabin's really quiet in here. I don't hear any wind noise. This does come with Chevy's driver's assistance, which includes adaptive cruise control with forward collision warning, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring. So Chevy does throw in their driver's assistance tech, which is really good. I tested it out before. And my Tesla does have a 15-inch heads-up display. You can customize the heads-up display. There's some buttons over here, like I showed you guys for the interior scene. This cabin here is really nice. I like the two-tone color combination. I like this 10.5-inch display here. This does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So Chevy, they did a really good job with the new Tahoe Suburban. Well, basically GM did a really good job with the Yukon, the Escalade. Basically every full-size SUV in their lineup got a significant refresh or overhaul, especially the new Escalade. I showed you guys that before. I did a couple of reviews on that one. That has that 38-inch OLED design screen, which is fantastic. But I really have no complaints for the Tahoe here. but I really do want to drive the 3-liter Duramax diesel. Like I mentioned, Chevy says they gets around 24 miles to the gallon, which I do want to test because this truck weighs over 5,000 pounds. With my tester having the captain's chairs, you're limited to 7 people. I'm not sure if you can actually get the bench seating on the High Country. You may have to go to a lower trim level. GM says it will offer a 9-seat vehicle. You have to go for the base Chevy Suburban, which is the LS trim. That's going to offer that middle seat, so you can have 9 people, which is impressive. I think it's the only full-size SUV in the segment to offer 9 people of seating. And of course you get more cargo space from the Suburban, of course, better leg room because it doesn't have that live axle anymore. It just has that independent rear suspension. After spending time with the 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe High Country, honestly, I'm really impressed on how this thing drives and handles. And also, finally, GM gave this thing an independent rear suspension to give it more cargo and more legroom in the second and third row. So much as a Tahoe High Country cost. Starting price for my tester is at $69,600. This does have some optional equipment, which rolls in that rear seat entertainment, the sliding center console, and also the High Country Deluxe package. My tester has an assets price of $78,345. Yes, that's a lot of money for a Chevy Tahoe, but that's right on par with the Ford Expedition, which is this thing's main competitor here. I would like to give a special thanks to Bomnin Chevrolet for providing me with the 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe High Country. If you're in the market for a Chevrolet Tahoe, you can come to Bomnin Chevrolet and ask for Lazaro. He'll get you into a new, used, or pre-owned vehicle. Hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview on the 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe High Country. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at DriveOnReviews. If you guys want to support the channel, just check out the description box down below, and I'll catch you all in the next video.